If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Your fatal words I will choke.
Happy Top 5 Tuesday to everyone in the sports universe. It is November the 8th, 2022. This is the AM Drive on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. For Simi Action, who was on the show yesterday, and regular co-host Aaron Crouch, I am your Top 5 Tuesday host, Michael Carbellis. And good morning to all. Our show is sponsored by MikeandAaronDrive.com, where you can find our sponsors, shop, socials, and YouTube all in one place. Go there, support your favorite sports morning show. And when you click the Our Shop tab on MikeandAaronDrive.com, enter the code Mahomes in all caps for free shipping. That expires Sunday of the 13th if you are listening around the same time. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about, as a Colts fan, you see the hat I'm wearing for those of you watching, I'm going to be talking about the Colts, why I think Frank Reich was fired, do I think Jeff Saturday is a good fit, and a little bit about the quarterback situation, which I have not heard about yet from Jeff Saturday. Also, I will give top 5 NFL, college football, NHL, and NBA teams as provided by myself, Aaron, and Sammy. And we're also going to talk about, in the meat of our show, I'm going to talk about the Kanye West and Kyrie Irving situation, the political side of things. It's somehow involving sports once again because America. And also I'll talk about NFL Stock Exchange, which teams are trending up and trending down in the markets. It's a game I played. You get it. I played it before, and we're going to do it again. It's NFL Stock Exchange coming up soon. But for now, I have to be a completely biased media personality. I have to be somebody who wouldn't be on ESPN right now because he's just a fan of one team. And unfortunately, everyone on every sports network is a fan of some teams. Kip Bayless is unapologetic about it. As many of you know, I am a Colts fan. One of the most boring teams you could ever root for. And somehow in 2007, in February, I was told to choose between the Bears and the Colts. And I chose the Colts a long time ago. Well, on that night, Peyton Manning won Super Bowl MVP. After, of course, Devin Hester returned the opening kickoff in the Miami rain for a touchdown. However, one of the keys in that game was, of course, the ball security of the Colts compared to Rex Grossman and the Bears. Peyton Manning had been with Jeff Saturday for a long time at that point. Jeff Saturday joined the team in 1999. In 2007, that February, things were all coming together. Peyton had finally gotten to the big game. It was pouring down rain, so it was a huge obstacle. See, unlike Brady fans who bring up divorce as if that means something to a football player, I understand it means something to your life, but I'm just saying that's a starting excuse when there's other things that are involved in a football game, like rain. And I think rain is a lot more of an obstacle than divorce is, but that's a topic for another day, but you understand my point, at least a little bit. So hang with me, Boston and Brady fans, hang with me. So, Peyton Manning and Jeff Saturday, at that point, had chemistry. They were veterans, both multiple-time Pro Bowlers at that point, and rightfully so. And the Colts did win, 29-17, if I'm not mistaken, was the final score. You'd think I'd have that memorized many times I've told that story. But I never really mentioned Jeff Saturday's role in that. Jeff Saturday then went with the Packers with Aaron Rodgers in 2012. And I did not know this, full disclosure, until I searched up Jeff Saturday on Wikipedia this morning. And I found that he was actually with the Ravens to start his career. So there's that little nugget for you. Don't know why they dumped him after a year or two, but hey, that's none of my business, and that's history. What is also history is Frank Reich's job at this point. So, like, I know Frank Reich has been with the Colts for a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, he was the guy hired when Josh McDaniels. Thank God Josh McDaniels did not come to the Colts. I cannot stress that enough. Thank you, Josh McDaniels, for bailing on our team because you, sir, absolutely stink. That being said, Frank Reich, to me, has done a pretty stinking good job as a coach of the Indianapolis Colts. When you look at what he's been given, the revolving door of quarterbacks, you've got the Andrew Luck trials, where I believe that was like one of his first years, if not like the year he came in after that, but they just lost Andrew Luck. I don't know why I forget Frank Reich was a coach. I'm pretty sure he was. Offensive-minded guy who obviously won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. But we all know that. Then, of course, Philip Rivers came in. And guess what? The Colts made the playoffs. You mean to tell me Philip Rivers, who's allergic to prosperity, color me impressed. Colts have beaten the Chiefs, I believe, on multiple occasions. I don't believe this year was the first time that we have beaten Mahomes. So there is a system in place for Frank Reich. Unfortunately, this season, social media is becoming if you thought it was huge before, it's even worse now. It is influencing, I believe, coaching decisions at this point. As I've told you guys before, that Nathaniel Hackett for the Broncos, I believe, went for it on that Thursday night football game because he was crucified by social media and the masses alike. I do believe that Mike Tomlin started Kenny Pickett in the second half of their game against the Jets, I believe, because I mean, remember, he hadn't taken any first team reps all week long. And somehow Mike Tomlin felt compelled to put him in the second half. Throw him on the fire. You have that much faith in you, and they blew a lead and he threw 3 picks. And now Frank Reich comes in. Now, Matt Ryan, I have told people a million, trillion, billion, gazillion. I don't know how many times I've told people this. It is not Matt Ryan's fault. This team stinks. It's pathetic. I called this a few years ago when we drafted Jonathan Taylor, who already had like 3 years of high mileage, I believe. Did he go to Wisconsin? I believe he went to Wisconsin. Anyways, wherever he went, he was a high mileage running back. He already had a bunch of yards, which is a bunch of miles on his body. We burned him to the living ground last year with Carson Wentz, telling Carson Wentz, just don't screw up. And what did Carson Wentz do? He tried left-handed passes. He tried spinning out of the end zone without even making it out of the end zone and throwing pick sixes for 1 yard. I don't know if that's Frank Reich's fault. Now, granted, Frank Reich was the guy who did lead Nick Foles to the Super Bowl, but to be fair, Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate when he was first picked. Maybe that was a little bit of coaching on Frank Reich's part. I'm not sure. This Matt Ryan thing was just is phenomenal. It blows my mind because Matt Ryan has been crucified for Jonathan Taylor all of a sudden falling apart, which I said in like 3 years, I said from day one, he would fall apart faster than a running back should. And what has he done? He has not stayed healthy all season long. So there's that. Number 2, the GM, who is it? Chris Ballard. Yeah, he's a great, rah-rah football mind. Whose idea was it to pay Quentin Nelson a bulk of the change? I don't know if people notice this, but one offensive lineman does not make a superstar, and nor should he. I don't care how nasty Quentin Nelson is. I don't care how good of a guard he is. I don't care how much he's earned. You do not pay someone that much at the left guard position. You might pay a guy like Jeff Saturday that because he's got the rapport with your quarterback, and just ask Baker Mayfield with the Panthers how he feels about that. So you have an offensive line that's got 4 guys and then Quentin Nelson. They do not work together whatsoever. Don't we have an offensive line coach? I'm sure we do. And then Matt Ryan is a classic quarterback. Tom Brady, who has fumbled, I believe, more times in NFL history than any quarterback. I don't care how long he's played. You want to bring up 100,000 yards, I'll bring up this. He's fumbled the most times. So Tom Brady cannot do it behind a makeshift offensive line. Why should Matt Ryan be able to? And I know people are going to kill themselves and say, oh, Tom Brady's the GOAT. We don't care. Colts fans do not care. I could care less than what Tom, because I think he would be horrible with the team, if not worse than what Matt Ryan did. Matt Ryan, one thing he did well, based on the circumstances, there was a few things, but the one thing he did well was he made sure that we were never out of games. I know people say, well, we got blown out. That's cool. You get blown out every once in a while. It happens. It really does. Unfortunately, Matt Ryan is a master in the clutch. Like guys like Tom Brady who can march down the field because the clock's in their brain. They don't even have to look at the clock. They just know what's going to happen. That's Matt Ryan. And I have been a pro Sam Ehlinger guy. Well, you do not sign Matt Ryan and expect the team to love you when you bench Sam. My favorite part of this firing of Frank Reich was when Jim Irsay, less than 2 weeks ago, said there is, quote, this is his quote, new life with the GM, new life with Frank Reich because of starting Sam Ehlinger now. No, Jim Irsay, you stupid idiot billionaire moron. What is it with these billionaires, man? Like, I don't understand this. Like, get out of your skull the old days, because what's going on now, you signed Matt Ryan, though the team signed Matt Ryan. That was your feel-good deal. It has not worked out, and I blame the majority of it on the offensive line, and of course the lack of consistency like Jonathan Taylor's health. But this notion that Sam Ehlinger, if you actually watch those games, you actually watch the replay of the Patriots game, Sam really wasn't horrible. I know the stat line looks pathetic, but I mean, based on what Sam was given, he did what he could. I mean, I don't know what else you would want him to do. So I would have to say, I know Sam has been okay under Frank Reich. I love Jeff Saturday. I think he looks like a nice guy. I know as a center in the NFL, you have to be kind of, nasty. But if there's 2 good things about this. Number one, he loves the Colts. That is apparent. Because he's like already coaching some of the high school team near the Atlanta area where he was from and where he was born and raised. And so I do like that he loves the Colts. Well, I mean, that shouldn't mean anything, but I do like it. Number 2, he's an offensive lineman kind of like mindset kind of guy. Like he understands what hopefully has to happen. Because I promise you, you can actually plug Matt Ryan back into this team. And if Jeff Saturday has the offensive line coached up, I really, really believe Matt Ryan could succeed once again. It might be weird. It might be ugly. Like, you might ruin Sam Ehlinger's psyche. At this point, I don't care. Because I do believe Sam has overachieved, which is amazing at this point. Because remember, out of the draft, he was weak arm, late bloomer, all the undersized, whatever you want to say about a quarterback. Draft experts slurp each other up. You understand it. Sam Ehlinger, out of the draft, leapfrogged Jacob Eason, who was drafted higher. The prototype quarterback, the big arm, the athleticism, the high ceiling, baloney. How's Jacob Eason now? He can't even find a 4th string job in Seattle. Okay? That's Jacob Eason. Sam Ehlinger, bloop, jumped him. Nick Foles, who many believed was just the second coming of Frank Reich's Jesus. And bloop, leapfrogged him. So I don't believe Sam would be murdered psychologically by putting Matt Ryan back in. But I think Sam would definitely be disappointed. And maybe that might motivate him to do more. Maybe that might motivate him to switch teams and find another one. I wish Sam Ehlinger the best. But right now, We made a decision to get Matt Ryan. I know people like to argue, well, it was a low price. You know, I don't care. I will say it again, I love Sam. But Jeff Saturday gives Matt Ryan a grasp of fresh air. A grasp at living one more time with the Colts. People forget. Matt Ryan had to make some pretty big throws to be up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. Well, that was 2016. Okay, cool. Last year, the Falcons won 7 games. How is that possible? And if you want to stay with the 17th game, sure. They won 6 games. That's insane. That team should not even have won 3 games. And Matt Ryan did what he could. So, yeah, I would like Matt Ryan to come back. I probably will read up on the break, and I probably should have done it before the show. But I would like to know if Matt Ryan is in the future of this team still. I'm not saying he's not the best sportsman of all time, because I've seen that dude take headshots and like, oh, yeah, good hit, bro. Like, what? I do believe Matt Ryan is taking this like a gentleman and like a professional should. But I would not be surprised if Jeff Saturday does put him back in there eventually. And hopefully quickly. Because I don't believe this is Sam's time. I think Sam's time would be if the Colts make the playoffs and Matt Ryan rides off into the sunset, with like an AFC Championship appearance. It's possible. I'm not going to be stupid, but I'm not going to say it's not possible. But I also believe Stimlinger, it would be good to like have him next year or the year after. I believe that. I think Matt Ryan has one breath of air left, and it's with the hiring of Jeff Saturday. And also, Aaron Crouch did mention on Friday that Frank Reich fired Marcus Brady, the offensive coordinator, and then put up a 3-piece chicken against the Patriots. In New England, I keep telling people that Patriots defense is really good, but it's not that good. We could do better. Not to mention we're on our 4th string running back. Like, literally, we have John Taylor, idiot Chris Ballard traded away Nyheim Hines. I don't know why. I do not know why. For whatever reason he did that. Our third guy was who was it? Deion Jackson. And that was Jordan Wilkins, because Deion Jackson got hurt a couple times in the Patriots game. We're not going to win much with Jordan Wilkins as our running back. I like Jordan Wilkins, but I don't like him like that. That's my thoughts on the Colts. Take it or leave it. I'm passionate. I think I know more than other casual fans give me credit for knowing. I just thought I like to have those emotions. I need to get that off my chest for the people, okay? If that makes sense to you. When I come back, I'm going to talk about the NFL Stock Exchange. Who's trending up and who's trending down? Packers, Buccaneers up there. We're going to see. And also, Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. Boy, that's an interesting little controversy going on with anti-Semitism, whatever people call it. We'll talk about it next. It's the AM Drive on Top 5 Tuesday. We'll be right back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap, because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear. from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Get your merchandise at Fanatics by going to MikeandAaronDrive.com and clicking that thing up there. When you do that, it helps out the show tremendously. And you can also help out your team tremendously by buying their stuff, like a Matt Ryan jersey, which would be cool. So I'm looking at this thing called horseshoeheroes.com, which is made by Fansided. And this is not the only website that said this, but apparently a lot of people think that because Jeff Saturday had no coaching experience in the NFL, although he's probably a genius. I'm just saying he's probably a genius when it comes to like knowing the Colts. And number two, Jeff Saturday also was hired as interim, which I thought was interesting too. Like, why would he just be like only for the rest of the season? I thought you hired Jeff Saturday as a big name. So obviously there was some deal in place behind closed doors. So they're wondering if the Colts are internally tanking, which would mean that they're looking for like a Bryce Young, which I would be okay with. I'm not going to lie. I do like Bryce Young, but I'm not sure. I would give Sam Ehlinger a chance. Knowing what I just read and rumored, if that is true about the tanking, then let Sam have at it. Because I know I've been on the train of, well, Trubisky should be in for the Steelers and not Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, the Steelers believe, is their future. For better or worse, that is what they believe. So that being said, I thought that Trubisky could start this year and it wouldn't matter to Kenny Pickett whatsoever. You put in Matt Ryan again, you're basically saying, Sam Ehlinger, you're not good enough. And I feel like this is a situation you have to figure that out. And what if Sam Ehlinger starts to succeed under Jeff Saturday? And the offensive line, God knows forbid, looks better. Just a possibility. Get your Colts playoff tickets now. I'm just saying. Okay. NFL Stock Exchange. Which teams are trending up and which teams are trending down in my internal NFL market here? Trending up are the Kansas City Chiefs. I know I've said this before about the Chiefs when I did the first stock exchange, but I'll be honest with you guys. The Chiefs, that was a gutsy win. I keep using that word gutsy, Gutsy. It's in your gut, like you felt it. Like I'm sure right now, I follow Juju Smith-Schuster on Snapchat. He doesn't do as much dancing as you think he would. I don't even know if the guy's still on TikTok. But when I do, I'm sure he is. But I do believe that Juju has not posted anything yet. As far as I could tell, 2 days later, I've seen him like post on a Monday before. I feel like that one felt like they felt it. Like they woke up like, oh my God. Boy, they slapped us around and we had to slap them right back even harder. So I get it, a little gut punch there. But Chiefs really showed that they could do a good job against a defense that had their number. And people are like saying, oh, if Ryan Tannehill starts the game, Titans win. I don't believe that. Because then the game plan changes. Like they clamped up Derrick Henry in that second half. And that has to be said. Like Derrick Henry was a shell of himself in the second half. And Chiefs defense against the run all season long has been very good. Like Bills are going to have to air it out. If Josh Allen's UCL injury is not serious, which it could be, but if it isn't, and these Bills and Chiefs meet again, I guess I said it before, Chiefs would win. I feel even more confident now that the Titans punched them out, and I feel like Titans have a better defense than the Bills. I will say that. Not as opportunistic, but tough. Yeah, it's up there. The Chiefs are trending up. Trending up as well. The Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa is back and in full arsenal. The Fins are swimming. That's been a thing. Once I saw Jason Garrett say Tua and the fish, I about threw up in front of my national television. That bothered me. Jason Garrett's already corny as it is. Maybe it's because he was the Cowboys coach. But that was ugly to hear, so I'm going to refrain from Tua and Dolphin jokes. Let's just say they're in the right direction. How's that one for you? Trending up as well. The Seattle Seahawks. I said it. Maybe last week I gave them the praise, and I'm going to say it again. They went to Arizona. Hopkins got his, but so did the Seahawks. And I know the Cardinals made a bunch of stupid offseason moves. Pat McAfee did a great tweet about this. If you look up at Pat McAfee Show, Pat McAfee said the Cardinals extended their GM, their head coach, and Kyler Murray, which they had to do because of the Cardinals. Let's be fair. Like, everyone knew if they don't do this, like, they're going to be irrelevant for the next 10 years. So why not make yourselves relevant for the next 5, right? It makes sense. But they have not been good. And Kyler Murray needs to study more. But that's racist if you say that, apparently, according to certain people, which I'll actually get to next. But Seahawks are trending up for sure. Seahawks punched them in the mouth again. My buddy Chris actually told me that Seahawks defense is good. In the last 2 weeks, I've kind of paid attention to that, and I believe the defense of the Seahawks is pretty good. The Geno and Kenneth Walker look good. DK Metcalf all look great. That defense is tough. That's got to be said. Trending up in the NFL Stock Exchange on the markets are the Buccaneers. Not by much, but the Buccaneers are trending up because Tom Brady they're going to get it together, okay? NFC South is horrible. It's not fair that certain teams get to stink it up and still make the playoffs. But it is fair that the Buccaneers found a way to beat the Rams. They did. Tom Brady was horrible. And the last drive does not sway my mind any more so. He was horrible. Well, if Ryan Tannehill played, if the Rams had a competent offense right now, who knew Sean McVay couldn't run an offense anymore? I didn't. Apparently, he won Super Bowl, and that's all you need. Now it looks like Sean McVay and Aaron Donald should have retired. I'm serious, but yeah. Also trending up are the Colts. I'll say it. So, Chris Ballard, this might have been a job-saving move by him by firing Frank Reich a couple of days after they fired their offensive coordinator. Yeah, get rid of the head coach too. Why don't clean house? But I think the coach, having Jeff Saturday there, just to A, see how he is, and B, see what you got with Sam. Like, salvage the season. I don't believe this team's actively tanking out. I don't believe Jeff Saturday would do that. I'm not saying I'm going to put it beneath a professional player to not tank, but I believe there's a level of pride that Jeff Saturday has with Colts fans, and I think he understands that. I don't believe this team will roll over and score 3 points, and I don't believe they're going to score 3 for the rest of the season. I think they're going to score like at least 7 or 10 each game would be nice. But 3 was ugly. Like, if you were in the game, Frank Reich might have stayed around for a week. You score 3, you're out the door, pal. But I think Colts have a sense of optimism because if it is our offensive line, like I've said, I expect Jeff Saturday to help that. This offensive line is a bit overrated. I've said that for a couple years now. And I do believe we're going to see what happens. And Sam's season is still alive. I'm so wishy-washy. Trending down in the NFL stock markets, in the NFL stock exchange, are the Bills. Now, this is an interesting spot for trending down. I know it's like a little imaginary game I play. But let's be real, Bills fans. How you feeling? You wake up this morning, you may stay up late last night, look at your phone. Holy crap, he has what? Yeah, Josh Allen, his UCL injury in his right arm, apparently that was why he was like really horrible against the Jets. Like, apparently he suffered it in the game, stayed in. It's like some nerve damage thing. And like a tendon tear possibility. Whatever that is, it's not good. In fact, he actually had the same injury to his same arm in his rookie season. That was the last time he missed a game or two. Bills fans, you got to be feeling kind of bad. Like, Jesus. Like, I hate saying this, but Nick Wright made a dark joke where right before the Bills played the Chiefs. He said, every year, the team that plays the Chiefs in the playoffs and loses in heartbreaking fashion, what happens to them? Well, Deshaun Watson and the Titans. It's like, and the Bills. He's like, what's going to happen to the Bills? I'm not sure. I don't like the Bills. I've been skeptical of Josh Allen, but I hope he's not. This will be bad. This will just ruin the NFL this year. Like, the Bills have to be in it late. Like, that's not fair. I know injuries happen. This would be like if Steph Curry or LeBron went down, and it's like, it's not fair to the rest of the league. Like, it's really not. Like, give them a chance. Or like if Luka went down for the Mavs again, like, come on, man. Or Giannis went down for the Bucks. Like, give them a chance here. Trending down as well. The Las Vegas Raiders. Listen, I'm going to say this loud and clear one final time. Josh McDaniels is horrible as a coach. Thank you. Thank you. I'm talking my hat right now. It's on little Colts logo. Thank you so much, Colts. I don't know if it was the Colts. I'm blaming Josh McDaniels and the Colts. But thank you so much. I'm glad we didn't sign him. I'm glad. I know he kind of backed down. It was all him, but I'm glad because he's horrible. They blew a 17-0 lead against a team with jet lag. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Also, Green Bay Packers are trending down. I'll admit it. Yep. This hurts for me to say in my imaginary game I'm playing on the NFL Stock Exchange. I feel like it's almost unfair of me because I'm a Tom Brady hater and Aaron Rodgers. I call Aaron Rodgers. I literally listen to him as the GOAT in like our top 15 list of all time. Well, since the 80s. And Aaron Rodgers is down. Not good. I put Tom Brady number 3. Shoot me. Oh well. But yeah. Packers, it's all psychological with them. Matt LaFleur is going to get the boot to his you-know-where pretty soon. And Aaron Rodgers just might want to retire faster than Tom Brady, which is comical at this point. Because I believe Aaron Rodgers does make better throws still. But if it's all up here for a quarterback, it's like there's the kicker mind is the most fragile. The next one is the quarterback. Like, I don't care about a wide receiver. He's going to do his own thing. He's going to, screw himself up. That I don't know if it was a mind game or just cockiness. This up here for a quarterback cannot be construed. Well, and I know people are going to say, well, what about a divorce thing? Well, again, there's so much infidelity in sports. I find it hard to believe that Tom Brady, having a divorce is the reason why this team stinks and he stinks. Like, I'm not going to put that on. That's like making Giselle your scapegoat. Like, LeBron haters, where are you at, pal? Come on. All right. I do not want to talk about this. I don't. But, okay. Via ESPN, this is the headline. Vanderbilt football assistant takes step back after pro Kanye post, or pro Ye. I'm calling him, his name is not Ye, his name is Kanye. Stop that. Okay. So basically, athletic director Candace Lee said their DB coach at Vanderbilt, Dan Jackson, will step back because he made a comment that showed support for Kanye West. This is real. This is 2022. This is how life works now. They said they did a thorough review of the complexities of this incident. Okay, let me break this down for you. Here's the complexities, and I'm going to explain to you within like 10 seconds. Woke media, and I'm not some Republican, I'm not political, but I'm just saying the people who tend to believe far one-sided onto the political spectrum, they do not like Kanye West. And Kanye, it's like Kyrie Irving, they both believe they're Jews all of a sudden. I don't know where it came from. I don't get it. But they also believe the Jews are out there to attack them. And listen, again, Kanye West had a whole school, dude. This isn't even funny. It's just funny like listening to. I'm trying so hard. Okay, I'm being professional here. Again, Kanye West apparently did some anti-Semitic. I had not heard the word anti-Semitism in my life let me lie. I knew that it existed, but I had not heard the word anti-Semitism until like the year 2019. Can we be real about that? Has anyone? If you like Google like the usage of words over time, I'm curious to see the spike of the word anti-Semitism, because that thing like came out of nowhere. Like I saw the Family Guy episode. When is it our turn? And the white. I'm sorry. Okay. I maybe I'm mute myself. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're our own show. Oh. Anyways, so as they're canceling people, Kanye is caught in the crossfire. Full disclosure: bipolar people do not take their medicine, and Kanye West is obviously bipolar. And that does not just mean mood swings. It means you think you're always right. Like, I know my whole brain is mixed in at first, but I will say, I can at least admit when I'm wrong sometimes. Bipolar people can have no ability to do that whatsoever. Trust me, I know firsthand. I will not say why, but you may have heard me say it on the show before, whatever. So this DP coach, I don't know if Dan Jackson is white. I kind of want to Google him real quick because I hate doing this. Dan Jackson, okay. Oh God, he is white. Okay, it looks like he's white. Yep, that's a shame. That's a shame. Okay, I kind of figured that. I'm assuming this guy. Yeah, Jesus. So basically, now I don't know why sports. Like it's almost like when all this stuff like written in the end zone for NFL was like end racism and like on the helmets you see stop hate. It's like, what are we doing? Like sports, I understand that the modern day athlete wants to like really push like certain things, but this has to stop. Like this guy, from what I can tell, has not been fired. So it wasn't that bad. It's almost like we're going to wait 3 months for this stuff to cool off, which is really sad because it's costing a guy and a team their success. But that's none of my business. But it's interesting that sports is allowing this to happen. I don't like it. If Vegas betting being involved heavily does not make me think about conspiracy, then you gotta figure I actually hate when all this stuff gets involved. Again, I'm not some get off your lawn kind of guy. I'm just like, look, just play a game, man. Just come on. I'm not saying show up and dribble, but I'm just saying, like, just be quiet and just keep it down and play. Does that make sense? Like, it's not show up and dribble, but keep it down, okay? Like, people watch sports for a distraction. And if I'm already reading on my Spotify, this is crazy. On my Spotify yesterday, I was reading that go vote. And I'm like, I'm listening to music, pal. I don't care. Just like music is an entertainment and it's a distraction from life. That's my thing with sports, okay? Yes, you have a platform, but don't be like Kanye and do God the mighty. Do not be like Kyrie. Okay, I'm so glad. Like, I know that people are going to say that, well, the blood's on the hands of these. Who cares? Okay, we understand Nike. I understand they have got the kids in the China sweatshops, whatever. I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore, but people like to think it is. So, and forget the fact that their society allows it, but that's America's not the only country that exists, but people like to think it is. But anyways, there's a reason athletes have not come to support of Kyrie. And that's because Kyrie Irving has done this over time. Like, it was not just sharing one Amazon movie. Well, why can't the Nets suspend Jeff Bezos? Well, because they can't. That's stupid. Like, why would they care? Apparently, Kyrie shared some awful movie that is even controversial when you think about like some people believe it's bad, some people believe it's not. I'm like 99% of you. I have not watched it, so do not pretend you have watched. Just because you hear it's a horrible thing does not mean you have to just have the same conclusion. You didn't watch it. Period. I didn't either. I won't. I don't care. because I'm on the same cycle. I'm on the same spiritual path that Kyrie Irving is. I would hope not. My point is, we all have beliefs, and I don't understand what Kyrie feels compelled. Like, remember the vaccines? I keep telling people the vaccine. It wasn't about the vaccine, because I even got the vaccine. Aaron got the vaccine. I don't know, Sammy might have gotten the vaccine. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying he probably did based on where he works. I'm not anti-vax. I'm not pro-vax. I just got a vaccine, period. And it was interesting because Kyrie, his whole thing was not my body thing. It was more like, I want to help people who are voiceless. Man, come on. That's not your job, bro. It's one thing to show support. It's another thing to go out of your way to not even do your own job, dude. Like if I'm working, because I used to work at Dollar General, and I love making that as a reference. If I'm a Dollar General and somebody asks me who I'm voting for, first of all, I don't vote, but also it's like, that's not I'm working at Dollar. I don't have room to say that. There's other customers in line, so it might offend you or might not offend you, might offend them. Even if you're making $7.25 an hour, and that was horrible. I was in a sweatshop. How about that? I'm kidding. But I'm trying to make light of the situation because it's not fair. It is fair to Kyrie. It is not fair to Dan Jackson. I didn't read what Dan Jackson said, but if all they're saying is he supported Kanye, man, big flip. Like, who cares? Maybe he likes to. I actually watched like a 10 minutes. I couldn't stand it anymore, but I watched like a 10-minute part of Kanye's interview or whatever with some dude. And I he talked about like 15 different things within 10 minutes. I was like, what is he talking about? So yeah, when you clip up like a few things, oh, that sounds stupid. Well, yeah, because he's stupid. If I say I support Jim Carrey's character in Fun with Dick and Jane, doesn't mean I have to, like, well, come on, guys. Ugh. But no, Kyrie deserves everything he's getting right now. Because Kyrie has been doing this for a while. Remember when he skipped a few games for personal health reasons, and then he we found out that he was actually going to a birthday party. You cannot make it up. So this is like a line of things that he has done, and this is no different. That he is on some spiritual path to what he calls himself God, which again, you do you. But I'm definitely going to stay away from you when you do that. But we can criticize Kyrie. This Vanderbilt coach got a bad hand. It's not fair. Jesus Christ. I'm done talking about this stuff. I am so sorry to every person who wants a distraction, because I do too. I love sports talk, but my God, it had to be said. All right. Top 5 Tuesday will be in full swing coming up next. And up next, I'm going to talk about top 5 NHL teams provided by Aaron, top 5 NBA teams provided by me, top 5 NFL teams with me, Aaron, and Sammy, and who did we put in the top 4 and even 5 of our college football after a wild weekend. We're back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap, because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
If you always see podcasts or running small business that can be hard, spreading the word will be the first to admit. Friends want to check it out, but chances they may not. So it's time to grow your brand with Popl, P-O-P-L. Popl is an easy-to-use but very smart and high-tech digital business card. You can get your Popl using the code AMDRIVE in all caps for 20% off. Set up your links and share. Don't worry, the other person you share with does not need a Popl, nor do they need a Popl app, but you definitely do. So when you get your Popl and keychain, Pops like even credit card form, and download the Popl app, use the code AMDRIVE in all caps for 20% off on popl.co. You can also find it on mikeandaaronDrive.com, but again, the promo code is the key. Top 5 NHL teams is provided by Aaron Crouch, and he's got an honorable mention once again. The Golden Knights are number 1. The Boston Bruins are number 2. The Dallas Stars are still number 3. The Carolina Hurricanes are number 4. And the defending champion Colorado Avalanche are number 5. His honorable mention are the New Jersey Devils, who have won 6 straight and tonight play the Flames. Best 5 teams in the NBA with your boy Mike. The Mavericks are number 1 for me because they have the best player in the NBA. It's Luka Doncic. I've thought that for about half a year now, and I'm fully solidified in that stance. Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA over Giannis, over LeBron, etc. The Bucks are number 2. The Cavaliers are number 3. The Grizzlies are number 4. And the Suns have fallen back to number 5. Top 5 NFL teams provided by Sammy. Chiefs at 1. Eagles. Bills at number 3, following the loss of the Jets. Vikings at 4. And Cowboys round out Sammy's top 5. For Aaron, it is Chiefs, Eagles, Vikings at 3, Bills at 4, and Cowboys at 5. And for me, Chiefs at 1, number 2 are the Eagles, number 3, the Ravens, number 4, the Bills, and number 5, the Cowboys. And now the moment we've been waiting for, the top 5 college football teams. And again, the top 4 make the playoffs if it ends today. Sammy has Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State. Number 4 is TCU, and number 5 is Oregon. Aaron has got Georgia, Ohio State at 2, and Michigan at 3. TCU at 4, and Oregon at 5. Number 1 for me, Georgia. Number 2, Ohio State. Now, number 3 is Oregon. Their only loss is to the number 1 team on my list. Number 4 is TCU, who has taken out a handful of top 25 teams in the Big 12. Number 5 is Michigan, who was not beating a soul. Well, they beat Penn State at home. Whoop-de-doo. I believe Ohio State would beat them right now if they when they play. We'll see how that works out from here on out. But I had to give TCU and Oregon the nod, not because they have less losses, but because Michigan hasn't beaten anybody. Like, what are we doing with Michigan right here? So I had to drop them down. All right, it's been a fun show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been a Top 5 Tuesday with your boy Mike here. It's been a Mike said it first at the same time. I don't know if you've seen the graphic that just went away. It should be coming back soon. It's the ticker. It's the fact that Mike and Aaron, that's right, me and Aaron, have become the new hosts. I don't know why I just did that. The new co-host of the Pick-a-Moors podcast, airing every Friday at noon Eastern. We will still have a Friday show, but we will also have a Pick-a-Moors show exclusively on the Pick and Wars podcast page. So follow Pick EM Wars POD on Twitter and check it out everywhere you get your podcasts. Watch it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, etc., Reddit, etc. Pick and Wars is everywhere. You get a podcast. I'm kidding. And I've got more announcements coming soon, but obviously I cannot disclose some of them right now. But I will say Pick and Wars podcast should be fun. And we're starting this Friday, so get on it. After you're done listening to the AM Drive, watch our next show. There you go. As always, please remember to drive safe and do all this stuff responsibly, like drinking and all that good stuff. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Aaron's back tomorrow as well. And please, like I'll say it again, drive safe.